determination, empathy, will, bonds. What do you think it takes to achieve your dreams? What is the meaning for you wanting to achieve what you want? A great deal of works have helped me define and supplement the lessons of these concepts throughout my life. One of my favorite is portrayed through the tale of Naruto Uzumaki. I'd like to go more in depth with what it's done for me and my pursuit of my own dreams, if you'd have me. I'd like to talk about Naruto. The premise is simple enough. Naruto is born with the spirit of a demon that nearly destroyed his village and caused the death of their leader, attached to himself, imprisoned inside him. Everyone in his village but him and the other kids knows. He becomes an outcast, and seeing how adults treat him, the other children blindly follow and shun him too. This intense isolation and loneliness torments Naruto. It builds resentment. Naruto's response is to want their attention. He lashes out. He's loud and obnoxious. He defaces monuments. He's brash. Like an ignored child, his understandable shout to the world is, "Please, just notice me." The desire for attention and respect, combined with a desire not to lose it should he get it, gives him great drive but no real direction. Clearly, living in a world full of ninja and having a leader named Hokage who's revered by everyone, Naruto sets his sights on the position. But Naruto isn't on a good path. It's dangerous, and it could lead to deeper resentment. Loneliness is hard. Thankfully, Naruto's will allows him to hold out until he makes his first bond in showing his will and kindness to his master, Iruka. That and his actions allows him to become a ninja. That relationship, like a seed of opportunity, blossoms into even more bonds with his sensei Kakashi and comrades Sakura and Sasuke, the latter becoming his rival. Later in time, they embark on an intensely dangerous mission, seeing the cold, dehumanizing nature of the world they inhabit. The world of shinobi, where ninja are used as tools and expected to cast all their feelings aside. He sees the pain and inhuman expectation on the two antagonists in this arc of the story. Unable to reconcile this expectation with the reality of being a human behind the moniker of ninja, Naruto's biggest dream to become recognized as Hokage is now more than a surface level want to be seen. He now wants to lead and figure out a way towards peace and understanding. He's informed because he was able to empathize with his enemy. It'll become a theme of the show to come. With each story arc, an enemy that Naruto has to face and see more of himself in keeps coming in different shapes and forms. Be it a twisted mirror of where he could have been before, could be now, or could have become. His pain in the past becomes his greatest tool. He becomes stronger as a combatant, progressing more and more and making his way to the top, having larger, bigger, bombastic battles along the way that look great and are well constructed, but what really shines through is the reason for the conclusions behind the fights. His greatest power is to empathize, understand, and give those who would oppose him a reason to believe in him, along with taking something from them, lessons. In fact, Naruto's only real and greatest loss is the bookend of part 1 of the story, when he and his rival, who has really become something more of a brother to him, come to blows. When Naruto feels what Sasuke feels, but refuses to hear him out. Sasuke is in the middle of a crisis where he feels inadequate with the status quo. He came up as the golden child among their peers and has seen the weaker Naruto make great strides and catch up to him. He has a goal, and he's feeling like he's not good enough to reach it, especially not with what's available to him. He sees a more enticing but dangerous and, in their world, illegal path. He's willing to leave everyone behind to get what he's felt to go away, or what he thinks will cause that. He's felt the pain and loneliness Naruto felt, but there's a person he can tie it back to in terms of responsibility and betrayal. A conduit for his pain and loss. That's his goal. That's his drive. He needs to destroy that conduit. That's what Naruto can't relate to. That tied to his unwillingness to lose one of the few precious ties he's gained leaves him unable to accept the possibility. Sasuke loved and lost. Naruto never loved until recently. He's facing that pain now and can't bear it. So he ignores his greatest asset and loses Sasuke in that instance. Throughout the story, Naruto gets more and more people on his side, eventually being seen as the hero of his village. He's powerful and poised to achieve his goal in the future. But he still lost Sasuke, and won't feel good enough until he gets him back. He's explored Sasuke's feelings. The pursuit of his own power to his detriment. Another person close to him has been lost in battle. He's felt inadequate. He does it all his way, however. He defeats and forgives the one who killed one of those closest to him through an emotional connection. He decided to value his ties. He bettered himself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. He becomes better equipped to confront his lost brother. He's ready to come to blows and have a difficult conversation through battle. Ultimately, Naruto and Sasuke meet back on the battlefield, and through all the blood, sweat, and tears in a giant personal, close battle, he's finally able to get through to his friend, because he wouldn't give up on him when everyone else had. Everyone resolved to kill Sasuke at one point, as if they could, but not Naruto. Naruto's resolve never wavered. His desire to understand his brother informed him. He saw someone in pain and wouldn't betray his ideal of creating a better, more understanding world. That's who he said he was going to be, and that's who he was. Naruto supplemented so many life lessons for me. Growing up, I was told I had a bunch of sentiment. I even had a teacher set up a parent-teacher conversation with my parents about me for being too sentimental. And to this day, I'm still not too sure what she meant. I cared a lot about how people around me felt. I had no idea what to do with that though. Through time, I learned how I wanted to utilize these feelings through different mediums, the greatest of which being storytelling. This series really helped me reconcile how I felt and went about things when I was younger. I never wanted to give up on my dreams, but watching this really helped strengthen my resolve. 11-year-old me saw and heard a lot about becoming calloused and disillusioned with the world, and it really scared me. 11-year-old me needed Naruto to remember not to give up, to hold on to myself. Of course, I knew this cartoon was fictional, but the spirit is what was all too real. It resonated with me. Watching it on Toonami, trying to write and draw my own amateur comics with Naruto and his team are memories I still hold on to fondly. Naruto never gave up. I said I wasn't gonna give up. I still won't give up. I still try to look and assign meaning to why I do and want to do things. I still try to remain empathetic to those around me. I still hold great sentiment. This series helped me with everything, and I'll always love Naruto for that. I know there's a great deal of people who'll see Naruto and have their justifiable problems with it. They'll say it's too long, that the story gets inconsistent when you get to the later end of it, the filler's boring, and the story went back on some of the things it set up earlier. All of this is true. It's not perfect, but I'll always have my emotional ties to this work. It'll always have informed my feelings from back then all the way to where I am today. I'll revisit it often and continue to grow in appreciation for it. So what did you think of Naruto? Have you seen it? Have you read it? What's it done for you, if anything? Do you dislike it? I'd love to know in the comments. I'd also love to go into more detail one day and cover characters I was affected by if you'd like. I hope you enjoy this. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'll see you next week, and until then, have a great time. Thank you.